This is the story of coffee by Liam O'Malley. The first time coffee was sold in Europe during the 17th century, it was sold in a pharmacy as a medical treatment. Soon after, coffee houses were introduced and widely spread across the globe. A coffee bean is actually a seed. If it is not processed, it can be planted as a tree again. There are two main ways to process coffee, the dry method and the wet method. First, the dry method. The cherries are picked ripe and simply laid out in the sun, and to stop them from spoiling, they are raked and turned throughout the day. This process continues for several weeks. The wet method starts the same as the dry method, by the cherries being picked right from the tree. And then they go through a pulping machine to expose the bean. They are sorted by weight and transported to the water fermentation tanks. They can stay in these water tanks from anywhere from 12 to 48 hours. Then they go to exporting. People consume coffee in mainly one way, as the beans ground up and made into a drink with hot water. Some people use it in cakes, and lots of people use it as flavoring for other creations. The beans are then packaged into either jute or sisal packages and are shipped in bulk all over the world. Over 400 billion cups of coffee a year are made worldwide. This is equal to the production of 151.6 million bags. For decades, coffee farms have been turning coffee pulp into a kind of compost to be used in enriching their coffee fields. Coffee is one of the most chemically treated crops in the world. When you drink most non-organic coffee, your coffee beans have been showered with 250 pounds of chemical fertilizers. Conventional decaffeinated coffee that is non-organic has chemical and fertilizers that are known to be a carcinogen. 2.5 million acres of forests have been cleared in Central America to allow space for more coffee farming. In fact, 37 countries of the world are major coffee producers and also have high deforestation rates. Although not so big in Canada, the coffee industry is second most traded product in the world, only second to oil. A lot of the time, the vulnerable, marginalized groups are involved in coffee production, especially in South America. Workers are placed in somewhat insecure housing situations, often with little to no access to installations, and rarely good sanitation is achieved. Working conditions are often quite harsh and dangerous. Many workers don't have signed contracts. That means they don't have the security in that job, and they don't have a set amount of pay. All over the globe in coffee-producing countries, child workers are unfortunately extremely common. An estimate is that in Kenya, 30% of all coffee workers are under 15 years old. In developing countries, coffee farmers only receive a 10% cut of the retail price. This, together with the competition, led to price cuts, which leaves coffee farmers with no safety net. Over 90% of the coffee industry is in developing countries. This is because the country doesn't pay the lower class as well, so it is easier for the business or middlemen to make lots of money. Coffee is a global commodity that we need for our global economy. Like all products, there are people working in the coffee business are doing things right, and people doing things wrong. The constant battle is that most non-organic coffee companies use toxins, which damages the coffee beans as well as the environment around them. This has been the story of coffee.